Hello everyone, it's Artem here. This is the part 6 of our series where we build an AI-powered application in Next.js from scratch. So the goal for this video, the token reduction logic, the settings page, some adjustments if you'll find any, and also the middleware for the protected roads. The thing is, I started recording this video a couple minutes ago, and then I noticed some problems with the microphone, and I'm re-recording this video, but I already made some changes that I will explain really quickly for you so you understand what is going on. Let's go to our editor, and we will start with the layout. So we have this, I will remind you, we have the generation page, we have the settings and tools. This is our 3 main pages, and the thing is, if you go to the if we'll sign out right now, I commented out the code that I've added, and right now we will try to go to the generation page. So you see it's still available, even that I am not signing in user, which is really bad. So right now we go back to the code editor, and I will uncomment the code and explain what I've done, and also we will remove the placeholder data. So what I've done is, first of all, I've added the check for the user, and if no user present, I will redirect through a redirect to login page. So let's try it in action. We'll go back to the browser and try to access generations, and we see it be automatically redirected back to login, create the account, or in our case just to login with Google or sign up. Let's choose our account. So you see right now we are successfully on the page, and we see our generation. So this is super nice. One more thing I've added, so we are working on the tokens, so we need something to store, like somewhere to store the tokens. So I've added the user data, which is super simple. I just added a table with the ID that is referencing the user ID from the schema, from the out schema. Tokens, last token reset date, created and updated it. So I've just added this. On this page we will always have the user data. Why? Instead of adding the automatic function in the superbase to create a user data, as we already have some users, we have like one user that already created, we need somehow to create the user data for existing users to make sure that everything flows perfectly without any problems. So what I've done on the login page, when we are creating and redirecting to API out callback, we have this route here, and here I've added the create user data. So we are first of all checking for the code. If no code, back to login. If the code is present, we are creating user data, and here we are first just a really simple function. We just checking for the existing user data through returning if it exists, and if no user data, we will just insert it. Basically create a new user data with the default token amount and everything. And if we go back to the browser, here we have the tokens, and I link the token amount from the user data to the token number right here on the app header. I will show you right now. So if we'll go to the layout, so what I'm doing, I'm fetching data in the layout right here, passing it down to app header right here, and we are displaying it over here at the bottom out of 20 tokens. And one important thing, let me show you in the app. So when we go to tools, we'll create a new lesson, generate 5th grade English, click generate. Now we are waiting till it's generating. As you see, we updated the token amount. How we've done this? So it's working all dynamically and in the right way. If you remember, we have this tools root. Inside we have the components, and we have the generation create modal. And generation create modal, what I've added, we have this create generation. Inside create generation, at the end of the function, we are throwing the redirect. But what I've done, I'm revalidating the path and specifying that we are revalidating the layout. So how it's all working in Next.js, we are passing this revalidate with exact route that we are redirecting user to. So we are marking this route as needed to revalidate. It's going to revalidate it on the next visit. Then the user is redirected to this exact route that we specified. And as user land on the route, the cache is revalidated. So we have the updated values. So it's all going to work perfectly, dynamically, without any caching issues and anything. So yeah, this is how I've done this. So we have the tokens, and we have everything we need. I launched this community recently. It's called MetaMakers. The goal of the community is just to create a place for the people interested in AI, coding, launching startups, and everything tech related to gather together and exchange experience, have a great time, share some tips, and learn and get better together. What I plan to do in the community, first of all, I want to schedule weekly calls where we will be able to join and just just have a nice conversation, ask questions, share tips and everything. Also inside the classroom, I want to create a courses that will be available for the members of the community. So instead of just recording a short YouTube video, I will be able to record a full features course of, let's say, about the cursor, divided into sections so you can fully understand the topic. And inside the community, inside this general tab, I want to have like share exclusive contents, share something that I have found, I have learned in a day-to-day basis. The same goes for you. So if you are a member of the community and you want to share something, ask something, can do this from here. So I encourage you to join. I will leave a link below the video in the description. Please join. I will like to see you there. Join is completely free. It's just you click a link and you join the community and you are in. Also to display the tokens, display the user email and everything. I think I will go with the AI generation right now. I will just open Composer. I will just clean everything and I will ask create nice professional settings page, show user email, avatar and token amount. Let's just wait till it generated. So we are generated the settings page. So we will save everything. We'll see it's fetching some data displayed. So let's quickly check what we got in the browser. So it's nice clean settings page. Change avatar, email, tokens amount, get more tokens. We will implement this. What else? Let's see what we got here. So we have, by clicking this, we have go to app settings. I want to change it. So we want to go to just settings page. Let's see where we're using the app settings. And we'll just change it for the settings as well. So it's now going to work also fine. Yes, it's now perfectly. Let's quickly add a change avatar. It's up header. Let's go to settings, find change avatar. We are currently displaying the user email as a seed. So I want a nice avatar selection for the users. I really like this dice beer library. This is really nice. However, right now we are just displaying the static data. Let's quickly add some action for this. I will go to the settings. I will create a new folder called action with this underscore just to differentiate between the folders related to the root and just folders for the actions and queries and everything. Right now I will add here the index. We will do the update avatar action, but don't forget to mark this as a use server. Update avatar seed. We also create random seed, calculate the math random. However, I don't want to use this mica. I want to add, oh wait, we are using the mica as well here. This is the good library. So yeah, let's try this one, but instead of update user, we will use from user data update avatar with the new avatar, and here we get the user, and here we will also do the check for the user if the user to return, update it and revalidate path. But here we don't need to validate the layout because we need just to revalidate the page itself. And to make it work, let's redirect to settings just to make sure we are revalidating and we are redirecting to make sure the cache is updated. So let's see what we got. Page, update avatar, a button, wrap it inside the form, actions, we'll get some form data, change avatar and go back here, open the table, add a column, avatar, this is going to be text, default is null. Right now I'm thinking we should also do the same thing for the create user data. I will add this next, but for now let's do the avatar. We will go back to the cursor form action, change avatar. Here we will do the user data, the avatar or nothing, just empty. We also need to do the same in the header as well. This is why I'm thinking we need to revalidate the settings here and we need to do the settings layout. Why? To make sure we are revalidating the cache that we have on the app header that we are fetching from the layout, if you remember, and the settings itself that we are fetching right here, this cache. Okay, let's try our approach. Let's go back. You see it's like no avatar right now. Change avatar. Okay, this is working perfectly good. Let's quickly press it again. You see it's again updated. Let's make sure we have the display the avatar here as well in the app header. We will go back to the cursor right now. Let's look for the app header and look for the avatar image user.avatar. Good. Back to browser. Let's check our approach. Perfect. It's all validating on the settings. In the avatar, we also have the updated value in the database, which is good. So this is a quick way to create a nice avatars for your app. So one more thing, if you remember, we have this create user data actions that we are using for the user data creation. Let's just quickly do one thing. When we insert in the data, we will also insert the avatar with the random seed. So default avatar will also be present. But then if the user want to change, like the user can change it. Right now, let's quickly do the stripe thing as well. So I want launch some kind of a dialog with the plans, display the current user plan, pay the free one, use the Stripe to quickly update, let the user pay, and update the database. For the logic, for the actual UI, again, I will ask to create UI via cursor. We will create UI, and then we will add some actions for the Stripe. Let's start with the UI creation. I will write some prompt. I added some simple prompt, ask to create a nice model. So I see some components being created. We have some actions also being added. So we need to install the Stripe. Let's open a new terminal, pam I Stripe. Secondly, we will check how good the design is. If it's okay, we will just continue. We will add all the necessary keys for the Stripe and implement some webhook logic for the subscription updates. So yeah, we added this. We'll also update the Stripe version. Let's collapse the update avatar function. We don't need it. What we are missing right now, let me see. Okay, we have API key that we need to add. Let's quickly add this. Just open the env.local file. I will add Stripe secret key. What else we need? I think we also need next public app URL. env.local, localhost 3000. And let me quickly grab the Stripe test key for us to test. So right now I'm in my Stripe dashboard, test mode enabled. And what I need to do is just to copy this SK test key, go back to the cursor, paste it, and we should be all set. We quickly double check. Yeah, it's all working. Let's see. So we have the client component error right here. Let's go back. Let's check what we got on settings. I think this is because we are mixing the client and server components together. We added the upgrade modal. Here, this is the dialog. Let's first just make sure it's accepted. First, we have this form action. I don't see anything related to the client stuff. So it's server. We also potentially will pass the children as child, and we will do this. I will make the children the optional. We will do if children and this and clean. So if children is present, we'll pass children to dialog trigger. If no children, we will use the default button to get tokens. So something like this. Okay, perfect. Let's also check what we get on the settings. Upgrade modal. Yeah, it should work fine. Why we are getting them? Okay, I think I know the issue here. This is, you see, we are passing the action to the form, and I assume the function is not a server action. Let's just quickly check this. We go upgrade modal. We look for the action. Can we do like this? Use server, go back, check it. Yes, it's for. So we basically marked the function as a use server to properly market it as a server action to make it. So we see we have some simple, like super simple upgrade modal just to pick a price and subscribe. Now the goal to make it work, and then we will make it better if needed. But for now, this should work fine. Two plans. What we'll do next, we will open the cursor. We have the plan price ID. Here we have the plans. Let's create the two plans. Go here, go to the product catalog. Let's create a new product. Let's call it Quill Minds YouTube. I'll put a $1 price, monthly subscription, $1, everything good. Add a product, and let's create one more product. Quill Minds YouTube test 2, and put the price at $2, so we can easier for us to differentiate. Edit product. We need to copy the price ID here. Let's click on the product, find the price ID somewhere here. Okay, here, copy price ID. This is the first one. Let's go back, go to our catalog, find the second one, copy it as well, go back, copy the second one. So we have two different prices. We can pass the price here, create checkout session. Let's accept it as well, get the user. If no user, redirect to login. We already checking this on middleware, but let's keep it just in case. Line items, success URL. We are passing the metadata. Yeah, it's good. Return redirect for the checkout URL. It should work fine right now. I will go back to our browser, upgrade tokens, check the price, clicking on this. It's all working. Again, we can go back. It should redirect us to same page, but if we'll go, let's try one more thing. Let's go via back button. It should redirect us to the cancel true. Can show some failed state if needed, and also add the loading state here, like loading indication. But this is minor details. I mean, for this button, while we're waiting for the action to proceed. But for now, I think, yeah, this is kind of minor adjustments. Let's do one more thing. Like for now, we will, in the test mode, we will try paying. But what I want to do is I want to add some webhook handling. So what we'll do is we have this API. Let's create new folder called Stripe. Inside Stripe, so we have API Stripe. Create new folder called webhook. Inside webhook, a new file called root.ts. And here we'll have export next. We will have a post request, like server received. Here we will need to destructure this JSON. So for the webhook, I just pasted the code that I have from the other project, the post request on the Stripe that Webhook wrote TS, where we get in the Stripe signature. If no signature, we are returning the no signature. We need to return it via next response to keep it consistent. We are awaiting the payload via request to text. Right now we will add this handle webhook function. We will create a new handle webhook.ts. And we are returning then next JSON with the result from the handle webhook. And here we are also returning the next response. So for the Stripe webhook, we have this function. Again, you will find it in our repo. I just copied it from my project that I reuse this function a lot. I just want to change a bit, some of the things that needed to change. So here we are basically we're getting the signature and payload. We are creating the Stripe. Again, the same that what we use for the checkout session. We are constructing an event, creating the Superbase client, checking for different events. We are interested in subscription created and updated, and we will now add these things that is needed, these fields, and then returning what is needed. For this from handle webhook. Right now we will be able to trigger it, and we also need Stripe webhook secret, and I will show you in a second how we can do all of this. And with the local Stripe webhook secret, go to handle webhook, double check we need the subscription ID, status, price ID, current parent end, and cancel at period end. Let's quickly add this. So subscription ID, status, let's just copy right here, and we need to go to browser that we're looking from, edit table. Let's quickly add, so what is the first one? Subscription ID which is text. Secondly, status, which is also text. Price ID, which should be text as well. Price ID, current period end. Date, or it's timestamp, what we're using here, timestamp Z, current period end, cancel at period end. Should be fine. Let's save it. Let's go back, period end. Here we also will update it. Okay, let's quickly set up our webhook and forward events, and I will show you how to do this. We are in a test mode. We will open the webhooks, test in local development, forward events. So you can forward events to the local destination, to your local host. So we will open the terminal quickly, create or choose the terminal, Stripe login, open a new browser tab. So I decided to record a separate part after I recorded the video, because I want to talk about the webhooks a bit more and about the Stripe, setting up Stripe correctly. I will try to keep it like as fast as possible, just go through my notes and just explain what I've done and how it's all working. So if we'll go back to our browser, I will just open the doc that I have. The most complex part is webhooks, because this is basically what will dictate the state of your database based on the actions that user performs via subscription or payments or other way. So the second thing is check for the middleware to make sure it's all correctly, the rules correctly specified, like based on which routes the middleware is being triggered. Because a lot of times when you are testing, I noticed that what you dictate on the middleware can easily just introduce the issues for your webhooks. It's not going to be correctly triggered, and you will just spend a lot of time debugging and understanding what is going on in your code. Always check for this. So just make sure the webhook endpoint is accessible. Keep it all the checkout logic via server actions. First of all, the Stripe will not allow you to trigger it on the client, but also this will allow you to keep your secret keys secret. It's not going to be accessible, basically leaked to the client. So yeah, just keep in mind this. So yeah, we will use the customer port for the subscription modification. I will show you in a second, and we will also listen for the update events via webhook. So yeah, this is basically a couple of things. Actually, the setup is not that hard and complex, but the most complex thing is kind of rely on the webhook events for your state of the subscription. This is kind of the important to understand. Apart from this, the setup is pretty straightforward. So just let's go back to the cursor right now. So first, what I have created, I just added a customer portal session. So we will save the customer inside the user data, then create a billing portal session create and redirect the user. This is for the create customer portal session. And what about the checkout session? So yeah, for the checkout session, just make sure you pass the metadata. So we need somehow to identify the user from our create checkout session event and via webhook kind of to connect them, to link them together. So we know that this event related to this particular user. So this is done by, you need to do exact in this format if you are dealing with the subscription subscription. So you have the subscription data object where you have that metadata, and inside the metadata you have the user ID. This way, the metadata user ID will be present on the subscription object that will be created by the user. So yeah, just make sure it's this way, because I spent some time debugging why the metadata, if I like pass just metadata, it's not showing as a on the subscription event. So this is why. So basically we need to wrap it inside the subscription data, and this way it will work all correctly. Inside the handle webhook is basically all the same. What I've changed is, so the current period end, cancel at period end, instead of the time stamp I previously showed you, it's instead of this, I just made a mistake. It should be just a boolean, because cancel at period end is either true or false. So yeah, just make sure it's like this. Yeah, the webhook will just listen for events. I use some console login to check for the subscription. I added what's called the customer ID field, because for some reason I forgot it. So let's just check here. So we are passing everything here. Create customer portal. So it should happen here. Yes. So update. We also will update the customer subscription.customer inside. Delete it. So it's just for interesting for us for the create event, because this way we create correctly. So let me go back to the browser right now. Just open the Superbase really quickly. I will clean all manually, all of this stuff, just to save some time. Set null. This is false by default. Customer ID is nothing. Can we quickly set null as well? I'll also set null. This is all just to quickly do this for the testing purposes. Go back to the main. So I've added a button here. I know it's weird. It looks weird. This is just for the testing purposes. So let's create a subscription. Test mode, as you see. Choose the card. Use the test credentials. Everything. So right here. Press subscribe. Double check it's all correctly created. So as you see, we have the subscription ID, status, price ID. For some reason the status is incomplete. I'm not sure why, but the customer is created. Cancel at period end. We have the customer, we have the everything. Right now let's try them. Let's try the checkout session as well, and then we will check why it's incomplete. Right here we'll press the manage subscription. It should be redirected to the page. Here we can cancel. We see it's active. So if we'll cancel it, we can cancel the subscription. It will ask us for some feedback. We can then go back to the main site and just check the database. We will have the cancel period and is set to true. If we'll go back, we can manage subscription, renew, and then it's renew. I'm not going to spend time on this, but you can understand my logic. If it's in the database, you see them cancel at period and set to true, says show a cancellation state. If it's set to false, this means it's not cancelled, it's active. So just small adjust. I might add it later. I just don't want to spend time because the video is already long. So we renewed right now. You see it's false. It's all correctly updated. So it's all correctly updated. I don't know why it was incomplete the first time. I'm not sure why, but it's active right now. This means that everything is correctly updated. So yeah, this is basically how you manage webhooks. One more thing I want to show you is we have the middleware, the main middleware file. And if you have the problems, always make sure. So you have open the terminal. I have this like a forwarding thing where you forward, as I showed you in the main part of the video, where you forward events. If you see this 400 status for the code, make sure to double check your middleware. I'm like 90% sure that it's middleware that's just causing problems because you just define some logic to protect the route. Or the second scenario is you just misspelled the webhook or webhook secret if you're testing on the local environment, because you just made some error and it's just throwing the it's like cannot access the webhook endpoint. And the last thing I want to show you, we are testing on the local environment right now. You see, like testing local environment, but when you push it to production, don't forget to add your real production site URL with the correct endpoint. So in our case, it's quillminers.com, API, Stripe webhook, and add your events that you listen. For your events, you can go to webhook and just basically you need this, this. So just copy all these events and make sure you are listening for the same events that you added to your webhook configuration in the Stripe dashboard over here before you push it to production. Because a lot of times I push it without this, and it's just not going to trigger anything because no webhook URL is present. It's you just basically just using the testing and forwarding. So yeah, this is it. I hope it's helpful. Just small kind of addition to the main video. Share your comments, share your thoughts, and leave a like if you enjoyed the video. I hope it's valuable for you, and I see you in the next video. See you. Bye bye.